From coast to coast, it's time to hear from the three guys who thought they had a chance to make it big. Welcome into the Coulda Been Great Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Coulda Been Great Show. We're back. Lots to talk about this week with, some important deadlines coming up in the NBA, as well as, taking a look at the NFL and what they've been accomplished and kind of gone through here through the first half of the football season. It's hard to believe we're already on the second half. Guys, it's good to have you here, and a lot of big stuff to talk about.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, good to see y'all. What's up, fellas?
JR bringing the heat.
So how about the Broncos, man? What's going on?
Yeah, real good performance today by the boys. Drew Lock especially did great. Yeah.
Did he?
Get the hell out of here.
What'd he do? I hadn't seen anything. Like, what happened? What'd he do?
Oh, just typical Drew Lock stuff.
Four interceptions.
Oh, wow, dang.
Best
looking a lot
coaching
like
staff
the
in the
Cowboys.
NFL too. It's really real fun to watch. You should tune in next week.
They're about like my Cowboys. So yeah, we got a lot in common right now for sure.
Well, let's start with the NFL. We talked about it, being halfway through the season. What is your guys' biggest takeaway that you've seen so far that, has surprised you? Obviously, a lot of the good teams are good as we expected. What's something that's kind of stuck out to you guys as, maybe the big storyline so far here throughout this point of the year?
Yeah, I'll go. The biggest thing that surprised me is we knew the NFC West was going to have some good teams. We knew it'd be like the Seahawks and the Rams, but the Cardinals and how good Kyler Murray is, that really stuck out to me. Just how dynamic he is with his legs. Like, we've seen running quarterbacks before, but he does it on a whole nother level. And I think he has that team. They're looking. They just beat who I think is another one of the best teams in the league in the Bills. So I think the Cardinals they're going to cause some trouble down the backstretch here and end up in a pretty playing some pretty meaningful football in the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. Wow. I was gonna say Kyler Murray. Like, this dude, this kid is impressive. He's impressive. I think I saw a stat while the game was going on before he made that incredible stupid play to come back bomb. He has four comeback victories since 2019. So I guess that's since his last year in college and this year, or
his rookie year,
right? Yeah. So that dude he's just a winner, man. He the way he can get out of the pocket, and he is. Everybody knew he was fast, but like, how can he be deceptively faster?
Right.
Quicker? Like, it's crazy, man, the stuff he gets out of. And I can't really think of, I hate to jump on the same thing you said, Jason, but I can't really think of anything that surprised me more than Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I think the only thing, poise too is the thing.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to stop them is they don't have a very good defense. They're not a very good defensive team, and as we know, defense wins championships. But we'll see. Obviously they're real talented. I think I remember saying before the year that I thought three teams from the NFC West had a chance to make the playoffs.
You did, yeah. You did.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance with now Seattle, the Rams, and Cardinals all at 6-3, and outside of the NFC South, the rest of the NFC is not very good.
No need to even talk about the NFC East whatsoever.
None of those teams really have a good defense too. If you look at it, like the Seahawks have a terrible defense. Cardinals isn't good. The Rams is solid, and
it's gonna be a shootout every week.
Yeah, that's why those games are so fun to watch, man. Like, I'm sure you guys watched that game earlier today. It was so much fun to watch him and Allen going back and forth like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And how about what about the Giants making the playoffs? Anybody got that on their docket?
I'll go to JR
from this one. The lead in the NFC East. They beat the Eagles today.
Hey, look, man. All right, you know what? No, Tanner. I did not have the Giants making the playoffs because my Cowboys were supposed to blow this division away. It wasn't even supposed to be close at all. But the division winner might have 6-7 wins. How crazy is that?
Yeah, right now the division leader has 3 wins. 3 and 6 are the Eagles.
Halfway through the season, so we keep going like this. We might have a 5 or 6 win division winner. How crazy is that, man?
Let's flip and talk about the AFC because I know a lot of people around the area. You know, you think the Pittsburgh Steelers are the real deal to win an NFL championship? I mean, the AFC looks pretty top-heavy this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these teams are like Pittsburgh's look good. I'm gonna call my shot though. We're talking about all these teams that are fun and exciting. The Chiefs still win the Super Bowl. I think they're still on a whole nother level. I think if you see them play the Steelers, which did we get that matchup at all this year?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we should. I think since the Broncos played the Steelers, I think we should get a.
Oh yeah, you're right. So, yeah, we should then.
I mean, I just think the Chiefs are still far away the best team. I think the Steelers are impressive, and of course they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't see any real threat to the Chiefs in the AFC.
Yeah, we don't get any Steelers in Chiefs game. It looks like the Steelers finish out with the Jags, the Ravens, Washington, Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Colts, and the Browns. So, but no, I think it'll be interesting, and it kind of sets us up. Obviously, you know, we talked about the Chiefs being just hands and above, you know, one of the best teams. I think it'll be interesting to see them also, you know, Buffalo being up there. You know, the Ravens, I feel like are kind of in a weird spot right now because, you know, not all the limelight's pressed on them. It's kind of, you know, on Pittsburgh and what they've been able to do. But I think setting up to have some pretty good games down the stretch here. But who was your guys' mid-season MVP?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. You going offensive and defense, or are we just gonna say just, you know what I mean? Everybody, what you want to do?
Let's just go overall.
Wow.
Your NFL MVP.
NFL MVP right now.
Okay, I'll go. I think I'm going to go with who I picked would be the kind of the dark horse to begin the year. I think it's Josh Allen's. I think based on, like, if you're going by numbers, I think he has the most impressive numbers. I don't have them pulled up, but his combination of rushing and passing, of course, I think Mahomes is still the best quarterback, but numbers-wise, he just hasn't had to do it. He hasn't had to air it out as much as Allen has. So right now, Josh Allen, I think it'll probably change, but that's who I would go.
I'm going to go Russell Wilson.
That was my second.
I'm not anymore after today. He looked bad today. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been traveling. I've been on the road baseball all day. I don't even know much of what happened in football today at all.
Yeah,
he can have one bad game, you know what I mean? I'm sure, you know.
I just think
how bad did he look? Like 5 interceptions bad type deal? Or like,
Drew Lock bad or no?
He went 22 for 37, 248 yards and 2 interceptions. Had a quarterback rating took 7 sacks. Had a quarterback rating.
You know, that's not his fault.
57. Yeah, but
I still think if you take him off that team, they're nowhere near where they are. That's kind of how I measure an MVP. Like, are they replaceable? Like, if you take them off the team and they can do some of the same things, then I don't think they really should have a chance to win it.
And I think you take Josh Allen off the Bills. I don't know what they look like. He's just so dynamic.
Yeah, that is true.
He's just so dynamic. He can do it with his feet. He can do it with his arm. He's a lot like you said. You know, I really look forward to watching some matchups between, you know, him and Russ or you know, him and Kyler Murray in the future. Just because I think there's going to be a lot of, you know, there's a lot of young quarterback talent in the NFL.
A lot of young talent, man.
He's so hard to sack. Tanner, did you watch that game earlier? Like, if anyone hits him, it's like it's not even there. Like someone's hanging off him and he's still throwing a 40-yard strike. It's like I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, no, he's a huge dude. And I remember you were kind of talking about it. Kind of takes me back to the draft when, you know, people were like, well, Josh Allen, you know, he could be a really good quarterback. His arm strength is there, but you know, all we know is he can really throw. That's all he really did at the University of Wyoming. But now he's showing, like, dude's a pretty good runner too. Like,
Drew Lock.
100%.
Yeah, no, definitely is going to be interesting for sure. And with that being said, you know, we talk about it right now. Jason, you said the Chiefs are your Super Bowl champs.
Yep. Put it on the board.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Chiefs. Chiefs, Tampa Bay, and the Chiefs win it.
Chiefs and Tampa Bay, huh?
I'm a ride. I think I chose Tom Brady to be the MVP this season. I think I'm gonna roll with that. Not right now, you know what I mean? He's doing pretty good right now though, but he's probably in the conversation as a mid-season MVP. I'm gonna roll. I don't really see too many teams out of NFC doing much to stop them once they get rolling.
Give me a Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl. Yeah, I think they'll beat the Chiefs. Yeah. I think their defense is a lot better than anybody. Obviously, you know, we talked about them being undefeated. Their defense is the real deal, and I think their front four is really going to give a team like the Chiefs trouble. Like Kansas City doesn't have a great offensive line, you know, and they're going to really put some pressure on Mahomes. And I don't think Kansas City's defense is that good. So I think it's that would be a heck of a game. I'd want to definitely watch for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. With that being said, let's jump on ship to our next topic here, and it's the NBA. And, you know, this is probably about to be the craziest week of NBA basketball in, like, history because, you know, we had a week where you begin trades, you have the NBA draft and free agency all within a 6-day period. Like, that's just unheard of. I've got my Adrian Wojnarowski notifications on Twitter. Ready?
That's crazy. I love how it's frozen. Look at his face, how it's frozen right now. I love technology, baby.
Yeah, he's smiling too.
Yeah, he's smiling hard too. It'll come back. It'll come back though, but I'm guessing he's trying to go towards the draft and what's going on. Hold on, I don't know if I can hear you. There he is. You froze up. There he is. He's back, baby. He's back. All right. So what were you saying, Tanner?
Exciting week in the NBA. Just talk a little bit about that, and you know, a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, it's moving fast. Like we just got word of like when the season's gonna start, and then all of a sudden it's just like I feel like the season just ended and we're right back into it, which is kind of cool.
It did.
I know it's crazy, right?
It's interesting. Plus, I think we were talking kind of before the show. The draft really snuck up on us. It's one of those things every year that you look forward to, and this year it's just kind of like it's when you say it is, Tanner, like. Midweek, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, so it's moving really fast.
No idea.
It's a lot to take in right now. There's a lot going on. A lot of moving parts.
You got to think that they're starting the season on the 22nd, so we're a month and 6 days away from the season starting.
I love it. Give me NBA all season long, all year long. I'll take it, man. I love it. And like you said, man, with the draft coming up, that is crazy that the draft and the season and everything is starting right now all over again. And I'm not too familiar with a lot of the draft picks or whatever. I'm the big names, LaMelo and that the kid from Memphis, and I don't really know too much more else about it. But it's crazy how the teams are. With Golden State has a second pick in the draft.
Yeah, they were horrible last year, man.
Yeah, I know they were horrible, but that's crazy. They're gonna add a for sure talent, a top for sure talent to that pretty much stacked roster. You know what I mean? Everybody's coming back. Clay's coming back. Steph's coming back. Everybody's healthy finally. Draymond can go get out of my NBA. I'm done with him.
So
I don't think he's very talented anymore.
Not anymore.
We've been following the trade rumors and the signing rumors pretty close. Based on all the rumors you've been hearing, what do you think is the most sure deal that's going to happen in your eyes? I know we've been hearing a lot of things. But.
Well, now I'll say Dennis Schroeder to Los Angeles Lakers.
Sure.
That one's already been. I actually think that's a pretty good pickup for the Lakers. I think it provides
that's a great
pickup. Yeah.
A stable piece, and they get Danny Green out of there, and I think that'll be one that obviously is going to be done. I think what they say Wednesday night once the draft's over, it can be finalized. But I think another one that a lot of people have their eyes on is obviously, Drew Holiday, and being a Nuggets fan, there's been a lot of talk about that. I do think he'll be on the move. Who knows where, but it seems like as the weeks go on, like this guy becomes more and more of like a hot commodity. And now everybody says, oh, we want Drew Holiday and the different thing. I just saw a Nets guy. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about James Harden. I just saw somebody from the Nets, like one of their media members tweeted out, don't at me with this one, but Drew Holiday would do more for the Brooklyn Nets in the future than James Harden would. How do you guys feel about that?
Would do
Wow,
more.
for the future?
He said there would be a more complete team and a better team to make a deep playoff run with Drew Holiday than they would with James Harden.
They'd be a better team, I think. I would agree with that. But, I mean, yeah, I think he'd be a better fit. I don't think he's going to do more, but he'd be a better fit.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
In that kind of a situation, you don't need someone that's going to, Drew Holiday's not a get mine kind of guy. He's a team defender. He makes a lot of sense for almost every team out there. So
yeah, definitely.
But can you guys even think it's realistic to talk about Harden in Brooklyn? I don't, honestly.
Nope.
I don't even know how it would look.
I mean, it would kind of look like OKC when they were when Russ, KD, and James Harden were in OKC. It would kind of look like that, but probably just way more prolific. Because you put, that's almost not fair. Like, depending on what KD is coming back, that would be a lot of fun to watch. I think. Just especially like what I mean. They'll be pushing the ball, and I mean I don't know. I think it would be fun to watch. I don't know how good it would be because it would probably implode at some point.
Yeah. Can you imagine those three in a locker room together?
I don't think they'll be able to get along with Kyrie. I don't know about this dude. He's different.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I was wanting to ask you about this trade. Like, what are you thinking about this? I see the three-way trade between the Hawks, Warriors, and the Spurs. This is interesting. So it says the Hawks would get DeMar DeRozan and the 11th overall pick. The Warriors would get LaMarcus Aldridge and the 6th overall pick. The Spurs would get Andrew Wiggins, Cam Reddish, or that Hunter kid, DeAndre Hunter, and the 2nd overall pick.
That's a lot of moving pieces. I mean, at least, according to, the players you mentioned, a lot of them are similar talents and like similar points in their career. So, I think that's kind of universal with that regard.
I don't know how much sense it makes for Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They would get that number 2 star to go with Trae Young.
Yeah, but I think they
kind of an 11th overall pick.
Yeah. What's their pick right now?
6.
6. I don't know. I don't know if DeRozan's a great fit there.
Right. He's a little older. I like Cam Reddish. I don't know why they would want to get rid of him. I like Cam Reddish.
They have a young, core developing.
Yeah.
That's why I think, like you mentioned it, Jason, I think DeRozan's better on a contender than he is trying to go to a team that's like up and coming.
I don't think they're in win now mode, the Hawks, right? I think they're probably aware of that. If you end up moving down in the draft to grab a guy like that, who's probably a 1, maybe 2-year rental kind of guy, that's something that I don't think they do.
That's more of a Nuggets type of person they would try to acquire than somebody that is still kind of on the fence.
He would fit in great with Denver.
I saw some things that it's going to be big decision makers tomorrow. Is there's like a handful of players that's their final day to opt in or opt out, and he's one of those players that has the option whether he wants to opt in or opt out. So I think that'll kind of adjust. Obviously, it'll adjust what they can do, with trading him. If teams want to do a sign and trade, or heck, he might just be a restricted free agent. Like, there's a chance.
So he has a team option, you're saying, or he has a player option.
Player option, yeah.
Okay.
And he has to make his decision by tomorrow. And obviously, as we all expected, AD opted out tonight, which we expected that because he's going to go back to LA and sign for monster bucks. But just hear me out. What if he just up and jump ship? It would just make the NBA world.
That would be crazy, right?
I can't imagine a world that happens, so I can't. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, that would blow up the internet for sure.
I think I would just love it because I'm not a big fan of the Lakers, and I think that their fans would just have an absolute meltdown if he just up and left.
Just think of the LeBron haters. Look, LeBron, nobody wants to play with LeBron. He up and left him after a year. Blah blah blah.
Whatever.
He's a winner.
One more trade I want to bring up. Have you seen?
go back to Chicago. That's his hometown.
Right.
Chris Paul to Phoenix sounds like it's almost done.
Yeah, I've been hearing that as well, but I just don't – unless they're really riding high off of their bubble run. And, Jason, obviously, you know the team better than JR and I both do.
Yeah.
Is this the team that thinks – because that's the type of piece, as we always discuss, that you're looking to make a playoff push and, see if you can get deep into the playoffs. Are they there?
And so being with the organization, there's a couple angles I think they're going at, right? So one, I think they are there where they can contend for the playoffs. I think Devin Booker's in his prime. He's coming up on his prime at least. You're seeing growth out of Aiden, and what you see this team lacking is a good ball handler, someone who can run the offense. Of course, Chris Paul's damn near the best in the league at doing that. So I think it makes sense.
Still to this day, that's crazy, yeah.
Also, brand new arena, hungry fan base. They're debuting the arena starting out in December. I think they want to make a move like that to just try to keep the momentum going and make sure they kick off that city in the right way, keep the fan base engaged.
Have you heard anything about ticket sales? Is that's going to happen down there?
Yeah, it's going to be different every team. I think that they're going to start without fans and slowly ease them in, but nothing too crazy. I'm hearing some of the players that may be involved in that trade too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I haven't heard anything about it. Yeah, I've only heard the Chris Paul part, but that's interesting, man.
And it sounds like go ahead, Jason.
I'll spill the beans. It sounds like Cam Johnson can be involved, which is a young piece the Suns like, but he's a good trade piece. I know it was a lot around Oubre, a lot around Rubio. We'll see if one of those guys is involved as well, but we'll see what happens there. But I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, that's cool. That'd be interesting, man.
But the thing about it is, everybody always wonders, what do they want in return? I was looking today, and obviously you guys probably know this as well, but the Thunder had like the most stacked future for trade picks of any team in NBA history. They have 16 number one picks, 16 first round picks through 2025. What in the world, man? At some point you got to start
They could load up.
Well, what they get in that Paul George trade, they got 5 first round picks, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know it was that, man. I knew it was at least 2 or 3. I didn't know it was 5.
All right, so give me this, guys. All right, here we are.
All right, what you got?
What is it? November 15th. NBA, give me your most ridiculous but realistic trade or, anything you could see happening this NBA offseason with, a month and 7 days left to go until we start playing.
Okay.
Got to be realistic, but it's got to be just people don't think it would ever happen.
Okay.
Got to think for a second here.
Yeah, let me think. All right, so I don't know if I see Klay Thompson and Steph staying together, for throughout. So I'll say Klay Thompson to the Spurs for something. He would be a Spurs kind of guy, just quiet, just great defense, but you know what I mean? He could score when needed or whatever, but just quiet, good defense, kind of Spurs, hard-nosed kind of guy. I'll say LaMarcus Aldridge and a pick or something for Klay Thompson.
Got it. Go for it.
For me, this is like a pipe dream kind of thing, and people keep saying, hey, I think Bradley Beal to the Denver Nuggets it'd take a lot, and it sounds like there's other places that are going after him, but it's wishful thinking a little bit, but that's mine. I don't know what it would take. It would take a lot. Gary Harris, Bol, another piece in a first or something like that.
It would definitely take MPJ.
Yeah, I was about to say you probably have to get rid of Michael Porter Jr.
Do it right now, please.
Jason has been that guy the whole time that says that.
Bradley Beal needs to
explain,
go somewhere, man. I love Bradley Beal, man.
Let me explain why I say trade Porter.
Okay.
you saw this guy can be a superstar, right? You saw he can be. He's not yet. He lacks some of the, defensive fundamentals, all that kind of stuff. But again, he can be. I think the Nuggets are in win now mode more than ever. Why not trade a guy who can be a superstar, but he may not be, but people all around the league think he can be. I think you get the most value that you can. And again, down the line, he could be great, but I think we can really capitalize now. I think he showed just enough to where we're not sure if he's going to be great, he's going to be good. I think he's the kind of guy you can leverage for a superstar to get us over the top.
Here's mine. It's not really out there, but give me James Harden to the Miami Heat for Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Chris Dunn, and 3 first-round draft picks. I think I could. I mean, it's been talked about. It's been talked about, by multiple people.
Has it
that
really?
Was something, yeah.
I think Jimmy would have played with James.
Wow.
Jimmy Butler, James Harden, and Bam Adebayo. That'd be a pretty nasty.
That's a nasty little trio.
I'm gonna say that is like 0.001% chance though.
I would say that one. I would almost say that one has a higher percentage than him going to Brooklyn.
Do you think so?
I do.
Miami would get rid of all of that right now?
If they think they can win a championship.
But they almost won it without it.
And I just don't see, and I think if that would be a heck of a trio to pull the trigger if you're Houston and wanted to get rid of James Harden.
They're gonna do something. Like they gotta blow it up.
I think so too. Yeah, something's gonna happen.
Just don't. Okay, and one last thing, because we've been on the NBA for a long time, but how much has Russell Westbrook, like the guy still averages almost 30 points a game, but how much has his trade value decreased? It's insane.
That's crazy, right?
I couldn't believe it.
He's not very good.
I mean, how can you say he is not? He averaged 28 points, 11 rebounds,
a triple-double.
He's the most inefficient player in the NBA.
He is very inefficient.
I don't want him anywhere near my team.
But I don't know. Man, he goes so hard. He plays so hard.
I know, he does.
That's why he needs to be on a team. Like, he even came out and said it. He wants to be on a team like he was able to run when he was by himself in OKC.
Well, he needs to buy into his role.
Send him to the Knicks. Send him somewhere like that, or Charlotte.
Yeah, I just don't.
Just go.
He needs a team where he can. All right, don't shoot Russ. Get out there and play defense.
Don't shoot past free throw line. Free throw line in.
I don't know.
But
I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't think he's good. So I'm a little biased.
I mean, he's a better version of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons can't shoot either, but Ben Simmons, he can get to the rim. He can assist a little bit. You know what I mean? Play some defense.
And I think Ben Simmons is he has it more together up here than Russell Westbrook.
100%.
He'd be willing to go to. I feel like go to a contender and accept a role like that, which I don't think Russ ever will.
I think I agree.
Unless he gets unless he somehow kind of has that revelation like Carmelo Anthony did late in his career.
Right.
Like how Melo kind of decided, okay, I'll go to Portland and
I don't think it's in Russ, man. I don't think he can. I don't, man.
He just wants to go somewhere.
He's just got too much of that dog in him, yo. He's I don't know, man.
He don't care about winning, I don't think. I think he just wants to make fame for himself. Which, hey, to each their own.
That's tough. That's so tough to say when he averages 10 assists.
I know.
You know what I mean? That's tough.
And almost
so
30
tough
points
to say.
a game. Yeah.
I just know when I'm watching the Nuggets or anyone play Russell Wilson or Russell Westbrook, I want him to shoot as much as possible. Please, just
leave him. Yeah,
he's really good off the dribble, though.
Shoot, Russ. Shoot. Definitely.
But off the dribble, is there anybody quite as good? He's really good.
What do you mean? Again, he can't finish either. He's really not that good of a finisher. Did you watch? I don't know how much you watched him.
He'll get to the rim, but he'll miss a lot of layups.
He didn't.
He'll miss some though. Yeah.
He shot 44% from the field last year.
Did he?
Yeah.
Man, numbers don't mean a thing.
That's true, yeah. The eye test. That's like you think Kyle Kuzma, you're like, man, this guy's got to be one of the best trade chips in the NBA. He last year averaged 18 points a game, shot, 40% from three. and then you watch him and you're like, well,
Right.
damn, no, not really, you know.
Yeah, like nah, I'm good on that. I'll take Lauri Markkanen over you, Kyle Kuzma,
Facts.
all day.
I love Lauri Markkanen.
Love him.
Jason hates Zach LaVine, but I wish Zach LaVine would go somewhere too where he'd have a shot to like be a second fiddle scorer.
I don't hate him. I just don't think he's that good either. You know,
he's better than Devin Booker.
Hey, Zach, what? Wait a minute. Hold on, Tanner. What'd you just say?
You just about called me Trevor.
Yeah, I did.
I said he's better than Devin Booker. Look at the numbers, bud.
Oh, no. See, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that with that. The numbers, like
32 points per game last year.
But he's gunning though. What else did they have? They didn't have nothing else.
Yeah, that is a good point. Like, we haven't seen him on like a winning team. Maybe if he, maybe he's the kind of guy that will give up a little bit of what he does in Chicago, and
that might not be a good teammate, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know if I can say. Oh man, that's tough.
I just said that to try and get Jason.
No, there's no way he's not even really in the same league.
In the same league
as Devin Booker? No, he's not.
They're both in the NBA.
That's tough, man. It's a good argument, yo.
They're very similar though.
That LaVine's better than Devin Booker?
They're kind of similar, but Devin Booker's a way better shooter
and facilitator.
What else? But what else?
I really can't believe this right now, guys.
I mean,
I don't know. I just think that if you look at the way, like Devin Booker, you're going to see next year. We'll see on the shows starting in a month where that argument leads itself to. All right.
No, he was balling when they got to the bubble. He was balling.
Yeah,
balling.
So it looks
crazy. Like that's a tough argument. That's interesting, just because they're different players. You know what I mean? Zach LaVine's that athletic. He's way more athletic than Devin Booker, hands down.
Sure.
You can't argue that. Devin Booker's a way better shooter than Zach LaVine.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really argue that.
I just said that.
Then there's what?
Fire Jason up.
But then there's what?
And I was just looking at the stats. So Booker averaged 1.3 more points per game than LaVine. LaVine averaged 2 more rebounds, and Booker averaged 1 more assist. And they were separated by 2.5% in field goal percentage.
What about 3-point percentage?
Interesting.
Zach 35.4 for Booker.
And
35? 35.4. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, he had a rough stretch here and there.
Oh, okay.
And LaVine shot 38% from 3.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a scenario. When you look at the numbers, sure, I see where you guys are coming from, but
I just want Booker to be able to prove it that he can lead a winning team. That's all I think.
I think if he gets Chris Paul, I think he needs someone that can. He's had to do it all.
Take the pressure off of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I could just see Chris Paul coming down the lane and just shooting it over to Devin Booker in the corner, lighting it up for 3.
He's never really had that.
He needs that. He could do that.
And I think Paul would run some pretty good pick and rolls with Ayton. I know that he's a guy that'll run to the rim a little bit. So
yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about that's caught your attention lately in any sport? I'll start it off. We got the Masters in November. That was pretty weird. Dustin Johnson shot about the best score ever in golf, 20 under par, which is like unheard of, and he shot that at the Masters. So
I've done that twice. What are you talking about?
You ain't done that ever. Maybe in putt-putt. Not even in that, probably.
College football's getting. You think college football? I don't know. Like the Pac-12 is already starting.
I saw some CU's games canceled down.
Yeah, it's because of Arizona State. Like it's
a joke.
It's a mess, man.
That's stupid. It's out of control, man. Whatever. They got to get that money.
They're about done, though. I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 weeks left, but
which is crazy because Colorado's only played 2 games. It's just like it doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't have done it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that Trevor Lawrence missing the games takes away like his Heisman vote? takes away his chances at the Heisman.
It might show that they need him even more.
It's-
That it means even more to him.
Well,
But
they won one and lost one, and they lost to Notre Dame just in the last couple seconds of the game. So,
I would say probably I would go with Kyle Trask out of Florida. That guy's just been absolutely killing it.
Yeah, Trask has been crazy.
No, he's been good. So is Mac Jones. I don't know. I still think Trevor Lawrence is the best pro prospect by, when you look at everything, but Justin Fields is really good. I think it'll probably be Fields, Mac Jones, Trask, Lawrence. All of them will be in the virtual Heisman conversation, when it comes to it. But
the real question is, who did the Broncos draft to replace Locke out of that crew?
I don't think
replace him already. You're gonna draft the quarterback already?
We better.
Jason's just.
Did you watch?
He just gets ahead. I've watched every snap of the entire season. We just got to see what he can do. I mean, that's what it is right now. I think if it comes to it, the Broncos would probably think like something of what would it be? It would be trading for like Daniel Jones or Sam Darnold to replace.
Tell you what they're gonna do.
Either one.
This is what's gonna happen, Jason. This is what's gonna happen.
What?
They're gonna sign Dak Prescott.
Sure.
All season.
That'd be lovely.
Who's Dallas?
Cowboys aren't gonna re-sign him because we're cheap. We're gonna tank for Trevor.
Maybe. That'd be kind of crazy, though. I could see it happening, though.
It'd be so stupid, but I could totally see Jerry Jones doing it.
Me too.
But who I'd see more of a fit? I'd see more of a fit for Justin Fields, just because I don't think you guys are going to be like down there close enough to be picking like 1 or number 2. But you never know.
Yeah.
And then the funniest moment of the sports day here on Sunday. Nick Chubb breaks it off. He's going for a touchdown, gonna score. The game's out of hand already. It's 10-7. He could have just put the dagger in it with like a minute to go, and he steps out at the 1-yard line. Because you remember when Todd Gurley scored for Atlanta a couple of weeks ago, and then I can't remember who it was. It went down and won the game after that.
Yeah.
So he steps out at the 1, like it ends the game. Everything's fine. The spread was 3.5, and they won by 3. And his over/under for rushing touchdowns, like everybody missed out on that because it was the one. Twitter just absolutely blew up because the over/under was Cleveland 3.5, and if he would have stepped in, they would have won. But he goes out and they win by 3.
I'm glad I didn't put that on my parlay. That would have been.
Yeah, I just saw on ESPN it says Chubb choice cost bettors as Browns fail to cover. That would have. Wow. Can you imagine having that feeling like thousands of dollars on the line? You're like, yes, we got this, baby, yes! And then he steps out at the 1.
Here I come, Twitter. Here I come.
On purpose, too.
Lighten them up.
Yeah. Twitter's a good spot to vent. That's how I use my Twitter to vent, especially during NFL season.
What's your Twitter handle so people can check you out?
At Yo Pierre, 3 O's. The producer, Yo Pierre. Come on.
Yo Pierre.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description for you guys.
There you still go. Negative Rockies fan,
there
or is it like Trey Drew Lock?
I changed my actual name to Big Buffs guy now. Yeah.
Jason's changed his Twitter handle about 6 different times, like whatever the feeling is in the air.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, guys. Well, sounds good. Another great one in the books. I'm sure next week, if we expect the craziness to happen in the NBA, we may have a lot to talk about. Some of the big headlines. Giannis on his way to the Lakers, and some different things like that. And
He'd sit the bench, but he'd have to sit the bench behind LeBron.
We're like, we'll bring you here, Giannis, but you're gonna have to come off.
You have to be 6 man. You'll be 6 man of the year, averaging 40.
All right, guys. Let's wrap this thing up. We're getting delusional here. Thanks for all for joining us. We'll be back next week for another episode of It Could Have Been Great Show. Talk about everything that's happening in sports.
Go whoop ass.